Cruisin' 92.1 is WVLT Vinyl. Serving the Delaware Valley with the best music and the best talk.
Hey, in case this voice is not familiar, you're probably saying, that does not sound like Steve Tatz. No, Steve is off this evening, as a matter of fact. And my name is Ben Notaro, and I want to welcome you to Steve's show, Get Over It. And he should be back next week. He's probably doing, I'm sure, a lot of water sports and relaxing wherever he's at this point in the game.
He's doing backstrokes.
He must be doing something right by now. Anyway, my voice, as I said, if there's a degree of familiarity to it, I'm on every Tuesday evening with my friend Johnny Quinn on Show and Go Garage from 8 p.m. That is to 9 p.m. And I want to extend a personal invitation to join us on that show, which is tomorrow night. I'm doing double duty over here, so I guess with all this overtime, I can buy myself a cheeseburger or something. But
in paradise,
or water ice, you never know. But tonight, I'm going to be taking, as I said, Steve's place, if you will, and I have a couple of guests over here, very special guys over here, and I also have a guest host with me. And Corey, you may have to play that disclaimer 3 or 4 times before he goes on. So we'll have to see about that. But
I'll be good.
He'll be a good boy. I want to welcome Al Snyder, Uncle Al Snyder, as they call him, right here to Get Over It. And Al, welcome aboard, man.
Thank you so much. And like you say, you're on Tuesdays 8 to 9. I'm on Friday nights with Uncle Al's Music Warehouse. I come on 11 and I go off at the witching hour at 12.
And that explains why he needs a shave there, usually the next day.
Well, that's right. That way I fit in late at night.
There you go.
I am nocturnal.
One howl of a show, yeah.
At the end of the month, I really howl.
Bingo. All right. And I have 2 gentlemen over here. And these guys over here, I've known them for a bit of time, if you will. And they're both members of the Violent Police Department, all around good guys. And I would like to introduce Joe Pagano. Now that would be Officer Joe Pagano.
That's correct. Thanks, Ben.
All right. We're going to get you a promotion there, Joe.
Sure.
Captain, Sergeant, somewhere in the
I don't have a problem with that.
Major, whatever.
Sergeant Major.
Sergeant Major. We'll get you over
Sergeant
there.
Major Pagano there.
There you go. And I have Jason Scalzi, who would also be under the title of patrolman. Correct?
Correct. I'm in the community policing unit along with Joe Pagano.
And you wear another title also. You're a chaplain.
That's right. I'm a chaplain and also oversee our chaplain program, the chaplain liaison as well.
And you've been doing that for a little bit now, because I recall following you on social media, as they say, and remember when you were starting to get into that.
Yes, it's been about 5 years since I've been in the community policing unit, and I took over the position from Sergeant McCoy when he got promoted. And we've grown from starting off 8 years ago with 4 chaplains to 17 local clergy that are police chaplains now.
Wow.
Ben, you have me upset.
What did I do, Al?
You lied to me.
What's that?
You said that was Tootie and Muldoon coming in.
Well, I had to get you in here somehow, Al.
Hey, I can't get the autographs now.
Don't worry, Al. They won't give them to you. Well, actually, they will, but it might be on an illegal piece of paper on the bottom there, man.
Well, they said they did see me in the post office.
The reason I invited these gentlemen here this evening, number one, I have a profound respect for people in law enforcement. I have family members that are involved in law enforcement and had other relatives. Plus, I've known a great deal of people involved. And, like teachers, like politicians, lawyers, doctors, everybody, they're regular guys, regular gals, okay? And they have a job to do. And like every job, there's decisions to be made. And sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But, it all amounts in the end, they're regular people, just like you and I. And I wanted to share my experience with you. Got to tell you, too, another reason why I have a profound respect for law enforcement. I was telling the guys outside a little bit. My sister, her godfather was a policeman in Vineland. Mm-hmm. Now, we're going back almost, 50 years ago, to be very honest with you. And always had a smile on his face. Rode around on the 3-wheel Harleys, okay? Every time I met him, always had a smile, always had a chuckle. I mean, the guy was just a genuine great guy, and I never forgot that, because the uniform, especially when you're a wee lad, as they say, there's something about that uniform and we're going back to the old days, too, and you guys, I don't know if they still wear like the dress ones, right? Now it's a little more contemporary, if you will.
Yeah, it would be the Class A Alphas are used for.
Oh man, the blue with the well, they wore them every day
Yeah.
back in the day.
I remember that. When I started, we wore those every day.
Every day, and I never forgot it, and I never forgot that positive attitude. Plus, when I was a wee lad in Cunningham School, for those of you that live here in Vineland, Cunningham School started at kindergarten to 6th grade, and I went there from kindergarten to 6th grade. And the police would visit every now and then and talk to the class. It leaves an impression on you. The impression left on this man and many of my contemporaries is one of just a very positive individual who has a job to do. And these gentlemen here are going to tell us a little bit about some of the things they do within the community. And I have a request for you, as a matter of fact. I would like anyone who has had a positive, okay, now we're doing positives. I mean, I don't want to do the negative stuff. I'm not into that stuff. I even stopped looking at the news for the past couple of months. I just got so down looking at everything that was negative. If you've had a positive experience with anyone in law enforcement, it doesn't have to be in Vineland, okay, give us a yell over here at 856-696-0092, okay? We want you to be extra super nice because remember, I control the buttons.
I would like to say something.
Yes, sir.
I did it outside. These fellas are law enforcers. I wished everyone would go up to them and shake their hands and thank them for the job that they're doing. Because it doesn't happen enough. I know very, very few people could go out there and do a police officer's job. And the problem today is respect. And I was telling these fellows, I'm from the city, and it's totally different now. They'd come up, you'd have to take a walk. Beat it, guys. We would leave, we'd come back, and they would thank us. You say that to somebody today, it's all kinds of problems. Really, if you see a police officer, shake his hand and thank him for what he's doing. Firemen, too, anybody like that. I really think they should, and I think these two fellows would appreciate that. Because not enough people do that, right, fellas?
Al, I agree with you, and I thank you for making that announcement. I just want to thank somebody from the city of Vineland today. We were over at the Black Olive, and there was a group of officers that was sitting at a table next to ours, and their whole bill was paid by somebody here in the community. So there are people out there that are very grateful and thankful for what we're doing here in the city of Vineland. So if that was you
That's
and
true.
you're
That was a
listening-
very nice gesture. Don't really know who it was. It was anonymous. That they obviously left the restaurant before telling the officers, but that was nice to see.
Yeah.
Well, definitely well deserved for you, gentlemen. That's for sure. And I got a couple of questions over here as we go on. Joe and I were talking, and then I'm going to ask Jason. All right, Joe. I know you've been on the force 27 years. Okay.
26.
26. Okay, here we go. My gosh, you're old enough to vote, man.
Boy, you didn't teach him, Ben. Kids
Yeah.
you talk
No, I
can't
didn't
count
teach you.
that
My
high.
Kids, are you kidding? My kids are got gray beards now. I was in the profession so long back then. But what is it that makes an individual such as yourself choose law enforcement? I mean, let's face it. There are so many things people ask you. When you're a little boy, what do you want to be when you grow up? You reach that point where you make the decision. You made the decision. Why law enforcement?
Well, if we think back to when I decided to pursue this career, I would have to say that I had an ideal that I really wanted to help people and make a difference. And I really got to say, over 26 years, some of the things that I have seen and been involved with, I truly feel that in some way a difference has been made. And to this day, I still enjoy doing the job. And like Al said, we're out there. We're doing what we're doing, but it is an honor and a privilege to go out and serve the citizens of this great city every day.
And Jace got that same question for you, sir.
Well, just to piggyback on Joe, raised in a very conservative home where my father served in the military, my uncles all served in the military, and always public service. And right out of high school, joined the Marine Corps for 4 years and came back and went to college and never thought of becoming a police officer until a friend in college asked me. And I said, sure. So I took the test and did well on it. And just to go along with what Joe said, it's an honor and privilege to serve the members of our community and be a help to those that are in need.
Now, another calling that you've chosen on top of this is chaplain. And I know, since you have been a chaplain, you have been doing some traveling, not only to various parts of the world, but to some parts of our country where the situation could be a little bit tough.
Absolutely. Our chief of police here is 110% behind our chaplain program. Our senior chaplain, Gary Holden, went to him about 8 years ago and sat down, and they worked on a policy together and worked on it for about a year. And once this policy was implemented, it really took off. And we have 17 chaplains here. We're all trained in crisis management. We are in the public schools to help at-risk youth. Well, last year, everybody knows the incident that took place down in Ferguson, and we got contacted by the Billy Graham Rapid Response Team. They specifically wanted police chaplains that were trained, that were police officers, but were also chaplains, because they knew the need that was above their training experience. So.
Now, what makes them come as far as Vineland? I mean, that's a bit of a ride, if you will. You know?
Well, because of the specialty that we have here in the city of Vineland, and that's all under the leadership of the chief of police and Captain Ulrich and our community policing, that we are recognized throughout the whole state of New Jersey through the police chaplain program of New Jersey. Myself, Chaplain Gary Holden, and Sergeant Baron McCoy have trained over 800 clergy here in New Jersey.
Oh, wow. So you're a teacher also?
I'm an instructor with the police chaplain program of New Jersey, yes.
Wow. Well, I find it fascinating, again, when you choose a profession and something such as law enforcement. And I would say you gentlemen obviously see more pluses than minuses as far as things that happen and all that. I mean, let's face it. It's not like every single day you walk out the door, there's something negative going on.
No, there's a lot
There's
of good
always
things that are
something
going
happening.
on.
We know
Always.
that. I mean, but pretty much, Vineland, let's say, is a town of great people.
Vineland is a wonderful, diverse city, and you're absolutely right. For the majority of my day, I have the pleasure of speaking and dealing with some of the nicest people you ever want to meet. A little more to expand on what Jason was saying. Vineland is not only modeled because of its chaplain program, but the things that we're doing in Vineland are on the cutting edge. I mean, they're using Vineland's example all across the state and across the country. We were just at a conference last week where we had the United States Attorney General down, and Vineland got kudos for some of the stuff that we were doing as far as our community policing programs, our outreach programs, how we're out there in the community trying to build relationships with the community. So there's really great things happening right here in Vineland that is being mirrored all across the country. Right. And again, that's because of the great leadership of our chief and our administrative staff. The citizens of Vineland are lucky to have such a man as chief.
And I've met him on numerous occasions. Good guy.
Yes, very good guy.
I'll tell you, that's a compliment. Mm-hmm. That's a compliment to Vineland.
Well, you know something.
Like you say, people modeling after you, that is an absolute compliment.
Yeah. You know something, too, I've lived in this town all my life, and Vineland is a very ethnically diverse community. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I think that makes Vineland special in its diversity is the fact that they get along. They really do. They get along. Segments of society sometimes have a tendency to stay away from one another. Mm-hmm. Vineland, there seems to be a chemistry. Maybe if it's in the drinking water, we're going to have to sell it to the rest of the country over here. Yeah. But there is for its diversity, its strength is in the fact that is a diversity that weaves well in the tapestry of life. I got to tell you that, and I mean that most sincerely. And once again, if any of you had a positive interaction with any of the members of the Vineland Police Force or your particular community, because we go way beyond Vineland. All right, give us a yell at 856-696-0092. And I got a question for you guys. Now, all right, we know what you do for a living, but you do other things for the community. You have the National Night Out. You have a Halloween thing coming up. There's the Police Athletic League. And there's some chaplain work that goes beyond the police. And actually beyond America, if you will, right?
That's right.
You're going into another... Right. Okay, and Joe, I'll start off with you. What are some of the programs that the Vineland Police Department has in helping and working with the community?
Well, Ben, again, Vineland is unique. Our community policing programs, we have a very strong belief in community policing here in Vineland. We feel that communication is the key to success in our community policing programs. The goals of our department is to increase community relationships and interactions, and actually work together to resolve concerns and maintain a quality of life in our neighborhoods. I believe the success to our crime prevention not only comes from having the eyes on the streets, but building meaningful partnerships between the citizens of our communities and their law enforcement. Open communication, it's important to maintaining those partnerships, and we have to try and help educate the residents on what to look for and encourage them to be proactive in reporting suspicious persons and activities, and we can work together. And we do that by building relationships, and some of the ways we do build relationships are by some of the programs you mentioned. One of the programs that we started that's our longest running would be our Coffee with a Cop program. Now, you think about that, it's like, well, have you ever wanted to ask a police officer a question but didn't know how to go about doing it? Well, the answer is just sit down and have a cup of coffee. Our Coffee with a Cop program, it's a unique way to strengthen partnerships between officers and the communities they serve. This program gives the officers an opportunity to engage community members in a non-traditional police setting. It provides a relaxed forum where officers will be available to make connection with the citizens and promote partnerships within the community. And we do that by partnering up with one of the local businesses. Say like we'll go to Larry's diner for breakfast time, and we'll hook up with the owner there, and he'll provide the coffee, and we'll come in, and anybody who talks to us gets a cup of coffee on Larry's, and we'll discuss anything you want to discuss while we're there. So it's a great opportunity to just interact with the police and build those relationships and start that partnership going. We also have programs in the schools, our Lunch with a Cop program. That's a fantastic program where officers go into the schools and they sit down, they have lunch with the kids, and gives them the opportunity to ask questions and learn about the police and interact with us and hear about what we do in the community. They get to see us in a whole different light. Some may never had any contact with the police. Some of them may have been around and had some negative contact with the police. Well, they're a great place to start and try and get our point across and let them know that we're just like they are and we care about the same things that they care about.
I got a question. When you go especially into the schools, all right, for the record, gang, I'm a retired school teacher. Been retired for 5 years, taught for 36 years, 5th grade. Okay. So my exposure was to 5th grade and the younger children in the particular school system I was at. What kind of questions do these little kids ask?
Is that gun real?
Where's your taser?
All right.
Where's she exactly?
I always wonder because, the first thing little kids see is the gun and so forth. But I always wondered, what do they ask? And, how do you address it?
It always
Kids probably pose, Joe, I'm sure, some tough questions that you got to talk on their level because obviously they're younger. But you also want to explain something in a way that, it gets the message.
Right. Again, when you first go in, they're fascinated with the uniform. They're fascinated with the equipment. It's pretty much new to them. So the questions you're going to get exactly like Jason says.
Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here? Where's your taser? Is your gun real? Can I touch that? Once they get over the oohs and the ahs, and as we progress through the year, we start to have more meaningful conversations as far as what they're taking in class, how they like school, what do you want to be as you get older.
You go back more than one time to the
Oh,
same
yes.
building?
So
it's not a one-shot deal in the course of a year.
No. We have officers assigned to each school, and we'll have lunch with right now we're doing the 4th and the 5th graders, and we'll go in once a week and have lunch with those kids and try and build a relationship with them and get to see that get them to see that we're nothing to be afraid of. So it's a really good program, and it's making good progress. It also allows us to speak with the parents because there's a lot of after-school activities.
Parents are invited also many times.
Most of the schools in Vineland, parents can come in and eat with their children as long as they clear it through the front office.
Oh, wow.
I
Boy,
think it's been like
times
that
have
for a long
changed since
time.
I was teaching.
But the more so we get to interact with the parents on the after-school activities. There's a lot of things that go on at nighttime where the parents come back for back-to-school night or parent night or some type of function, and graciously, the school district has worked hand in hand with the police department, and we're able to get in there and also talk with the parents, and they understand why we're there, and they're very happy that we're in there having lunch with the kids.
And the kids are excited. They're happy to introduce us to their parents. Hey, Mom, this is Officer Scalzi. This is Officer
Exactly.
Rodriguez or Pagano. He has lunch with me. And then even when we do our dog days of summer in the summertime, where we're out at the apartment complexes, the kids come up to us and they remember, hey, you had lunch with me. So it's great to have these relationships with these kids.
Now, Jason, my question is, do you find that when children discover also that beyond your regular duties as a patrol person, you are also a chaplain, does religion become a part of this in any way? You know, they see, wow, you know, a man of the book.
Yeah, a lot of obviously we do not proselytize. Our chaplains do
Right,
not proselytize
right, I realize
in
that.
the schools, but most children they know, you know, that you're a man of faith, and but that's really not. It's
Never becomes an issue.
No, especially in the public schools, absolutely not. But they know that I'm a man of faith, and they know that our chaplains are there, and the chaplains are there to help identify at-risk youth. And here in Violent, one of the many things is we received a grant for $250,000 from the state of New Jersey for the Youth for Success grant, to where our police officers, our chaplains, our school teachers can make these referrals for at-risk youth, to where we're able to funnel them through the Family Success Center and the big Boys and Girls Clubs and the PALs. And so these are all great relationships that we've collaborated and built together to help our youth here in the city of Violent.
I kind of got a question around that. I mean, that's great. Like you say, you go to lunch and all, and the students see that you're a regular person besides a police officer. Being a chaplain, do you think that helps, that they see you in another light too, that you're more than just a police officer?
Oh, there's no question. I mean,
you think that works as a nice segue with them?
It does, because clergy are there to help people to begin with. So when you're working in a community relationship environment,
That would be our chaplains when they're in there. When you're in there, you're just identified as an officer.
as an officer,
Oh,
right,
okay.
they don't necessarily know that I'm a chaplain. But within our whole unit, I mean, we all have personalities that we're able to communicate and build relationships one at a time. You know, we're likable people. You know, not to say that our other officers aren't. You know,
No,
every
I know
one of
what you're
them
saying.
are. But our chaplains, that definitely, especially when they do ride-alongs with our officers and they go into these hostile environments where there's domestics related incidents and stuff. When they have a chaplain there, it's we call it a ministry of presence. Just by the chaplain being there, you know, it says police chaplain across the back. Most
Okay.
people know that that's a chaplain, and they have that respect because that person represents God.
That's what I mean. They see
Very
not
interesting.
only like going to lunch, not only as being a police officer, but a regular person.
That's right.
But then they see you in a different light too.
That's right.
Like three things too. I guess that's the point I was trying to make.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, now do you cover all of the schools in Vineland, including the private schools?
Yeah, we're on elementary level, yes.
Elementary. Okay, so that would be what, like Ellison and all those others? You get Sacred Heart?
I think we've been in Elson.
Cumberland Christian is my school.
Okay.
We haven't been to Ellison in a while. I know we were at Sacred Heart, but pretty much it's just the elementary schools.
But you have programs where you can go and meet groups of young people, even if it's not in school, and after-school activity and so forth.
There's so many programs in Violent. If you were to look at our PAL building, that's run by Al Vargas. I really don't have a lot of information with me on that tonight. But our PAL programs, we have the after-school programs, we have our summer camp programs.
Boxing, karate.
There's just so much going on at our PAL building, and that's located at 6th and Elmer Street in Vineland. And again, there's Al is staff stat and is in charge of that. And there's someone there all the time. There's a lot of programs. I mean, not only from sports, but they have a full computer lab that they can help with kids with homework. So, I mean, there's a lot going on through the PAL.
Is there a particular phone number or a website where someone might want to ask members of the Vineland Police Department to come out and maybe address a group of young individuals or even older individuals? I mean, we're not going to just break it down because you're young.
Sure. You can always
Jason, do you have a number handy?
you can always call the 691-4111 and go through extension 4059.
Yeah.
That'll put you into the community policing office, and we do talks and things like that all the time. One of our unique programs that we just started is our Citizens Police Academy. That went over quite well. The last one that we just did. That gives citizens a chance to come out and learn about exactly what it is we do. There's classes there on driving. There's classes on criminal law. There's classes on internal affairs. There's classes on the structure of the police department. I think some of the most fun that they had in this past class was with the fax machine, where they went in and did the simulating shoot, don't shoot scenarios to see what it's like to make a split-second decision. And quite a few of them come out enlightened when they realize that, wow, I can't believe that I shot when I shouldn't have. Also, going out on the road, they enjoyed that a lot. We had a ride-along program. So that was a very successful...
They still do that.
Yes, that was a very successful program that we just started. And there'll be another one, I believe, in the fall this year. We'll be running that again.
I believe that's in the
or the spring this year.
Yes. Now, is that during the day, or do you also go in the evening hours?
That their evening hours is geared towards adults.
Okay.
So most people have to work. As a matter of fact, you have to be 18 to fill out the application to attend the Citizens Police Academy. They usually run from 6 to 9.
It's an 8 to 10 week class every Tuesday night, I believe it was.
Yeah,
Where
every
does
Tuesday
it
night.
take place?
This last one we did, we utilized the Sabatier School.
Okay.
That is excellent. Because the only time I got to ride in a police wagon was the back of a paddy wagon.
In the back seat?
Yeah, and it was great. They didn't have the seatbelts in, and they used to find the rockiest roads so they could bounce you around real good.
Not very comfortable back there, is it?
Not at all. And the more they picked you up, the rougher ride they used to give you.
Well, these things happen now. Ever since then...
I'm saying too much, ain't I?
At the rate he was going, he needed to become a chaplain.
It was like a buckboard, you know?
Well, I'll get all 17 of our chaplains. We'll pray for you.
You better get a few more.
I was going to say...
Can you go to the next town and get some of them, too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting back to the Citizens Police Academy now. You say it runs how many weeks, Joe?
I believe the last one was actually 20 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
At the end of that period, what does one receive for that? Like
A certificate of attendance and the knowledge
and
of
the knowledge. That's my
the knowledge of knowing what police officers do and why they do it. And we're hoping that by completing this course, you become ambassadors to the police department. Right. You can now explain to your friends when they're sitting around saying, why did that cop do that? You can pipe right up and say, well, I'll tell you why they did that because, and they can start rattling off case law. Or have you ever been put in a spot where you had to make a split-second decision? So they have the knowledge, they have the first-hand experience. So they now become goodwill ambassadors to the police department. Again, we go back to that building relationships and trust in the community. And that's another excellent way to build those relationships.
Right. Do you go to any of the senior citizens complex?
Most certainly. We do that several times a year. Around the holidays,
we have Luther Acres coming up. We'll be doing spring gardens, doing some safety things with them as well, and just explaining to them about safety issues regarding shopping. And one of the things that we started a few years ago is the disposing of your unwanted prescription medication. At the Vineland Police Department, we have a drop-off point where 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, anybody can drop off their expired or unwanted prescription medications. And in fact, we'll go out to these locations. So we've gone to Luther Acres, we've gone to Spring Gardens and collect these expired medication. And
what is the most common question? All right, we talked about the young guys and gals. What is the most common question that you seem to get from the senior citizens? Because let's face it, when a person reaches a certain age, there is a certain mindset about safety, their life, and everything else, because obviously they've gone through an enormous amount of life's teaching, if you will. Jason, what is the most common thing that when you have a group of seniors that they ask?
A lot of they just want to talk. They want to be heard. They want to know that they're still cared for. So when we're at the senior citizens homes, they just want you to sit down and spend some time with them. They have everything that's needed there. One of the great things that we do with the chaplain program as well, and I know a lot of the local churches, especially during the holidays, because a lot of times their families aren't around. So the chaplains and local churches will come in and bring Thanksgiving meals to them. And
it's strange because here we kind of have almost a lost resource. our citizens have so much information and so much to give back to the community, and it's a shame to they sometimes get forgotten. So I thoroughly enjoy going out to the senior center or to one of these community centers and talking with our seniors, because they are a wealth of knowledge. They're out there every day. They see a lot of stuff. They hear a lot of stuff. So, like Jason said, they always want to talk. So I mean, it's great to be around them, and it's a resource that should not be forgotten. Our citizens, our senior citizens, are great to have on your side.
Wow. Hey, listen, guys and gals, we're going to take a slight break, and we're going to come back. And we got a bunch of things yet to talk about. And once again, if you want to give us a call and share a positive experience you had with a police officer in your town, give us a yell at 856-696-0092. In the meantime, don't go away. We're going to be right back.
Calling all car cruisers for the return of the largest end-of-season car cruise in southern New Jersey. The South Jersey Cruisers Association will be having their Frostbite Cruise returning November 1st at the Vineland High School parking lot at 3010 Chestnut Avenue in Vineland. This cruise will be a special event entitled the Blue Cruise to show support for all men and women in all areas of law enforcement. The cruise is 12 noon to 3 p.m. and there are no fees. Music will be provided by WVLT's Uncle Al Snyder, and food will be available for purchase. All cars and motorcycles are welcome. That's the Frostbite Blue Cruise on November 1st. The event will be canceled in the event of rain.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
I'll tell you, that guy with that commercial has a golden voice. What do you think, Al?
He's a little rough, but he'll make it. he'll make it. A little bit more training, he'll be there.
One of these days. Listen, guys and gals, once again, I want to extend a personal invitation to you to come out to the Blue Cruise at the Vineland High School here on the 1st of November.
I'd like to see everybody there.
I have a feeling, when I put it on Facebook 2 weeks ago, I had 650-some people check it out within less than 24 hours. And normally, weather permitting and all that good stuff there, that type of event will get 500-plus cars.
Yes.
And I want to extend a personal invitation to any of you who know anyone in any police department. If they could come and bring one car down, if they could bring more, that's fine. But we'd love to give a shout-out to them. I know we have friends working in Buna that should be coming out. Millville, Vineland. I don't know anyone in Bridgeton. If you guys and gals do, please give me a yell. We want to get as many of those fine members of law to come out so we can give them a personal thanks. And like Al says, shake their hand. And we're back again.
And
with,
thank them when you do it.
Oh, yeah. With Officer Pagano and Officer Scalzi. And Joe, got to talk to you now. You have an event coming up. It's October. It's trick-or-treat time. And you got something cooking over here toward the tail end of the month. I'm going to bounce around a little bit with dates, but what you got going?
Well, we have on Friday, October 23rd, from 5:30 to 9:30, our family fun night. It's a safety-oriented program. It'll be held over at Gatone Stadium. We're doing this in partnership with the Vineland School District. We'll be showing 2 feature films, Frozen as well as Hocus Pocus. We'll have a hayride out there, trunk or treat for the kids, snacks, big bouncy. So it's really going to be a fun night out, and really looking forward to that.
Are there any fees?
No, it's free to the public. Everyone's welcome to come. Freeze the word.
Good.
As a matter of fact, we're trying to make our trunk or treat event special for the kids. So if someone could give me, if anyone's interested in helping out with that and bringing a vehicle out and decorating your trunk and handing out candy, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you would like to sign up and be part of that, you can always reach me at 691-4111, extension 4059, and I'll sign you up for that. Again, it's going to be a great night out with the hayrides and the movies. We have s'mores we're going to be cooking up in the popcorn and drinks, and it's just going to be a fantastic fall night out.
And you want some classic cars there with the trunks, correct?
I'm hoping so. We put a call out to our friends in the car world. They've always been very supportive, and we love to have them come out. So I'm hoping that we get some cars out there that night as an extra added bonus. They'll get to see some of these antique cars, and the owner of these cars can either decorate their trunks and hand out candy, or they can set a table up right behind their trunk and be part of the trunk or treat.
And hey, my man JJ over there, and Muggsy. Okay, I just saw you guys a couple of weeks ago over in Wildwood. JJ, you got that cool pickup truck over there with the skeleton in the back. Maybe you can come and join us that evening. Muggsy, you got that nice pickup truck that you have over there, that big yellow ride. Open up the tailgate there, and we'll take care of the kids. Call on all car guys and girls. Come on if you can on that evening, October the 23rd, at Gatone Stadium. And we definitely want to see you come out there, and you're taking care of the kids. That's really important. And Jason, I want to talk to you about your chaplain work now. You have literally traveled many corners of the globe as a result of this.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience on this.
Yes. Last year, I was invited to Bangladesh. My wife and I, we were able to go over there for about a week and did a lot of humanitarian work. And at the same time, I was able to connect with a lot of police officers over there. And everywhere we go, been down to Colombia and Peru. And every time I go to these different countries, I make it a point to reach out to the law enforcement community because, that's just a bridge in a relationship that you're able to build with them because they know that you're a law enforcement officer back here in the United States, and so that's that connection. But over in Bangladesh, you're talking the capital city of Dhaka is twice the size of Vineland, 120 square miles or so.
But it's a totally different culture. It's got to be a different mindset, though.
14.6 million people. 14.6.
Yeah,
it's hard to.
Isn't it a unique mindset though when you go there? I mean, you can't think like a Vinelander.
Oh, absolutely not. You just have to number one, just be aware of your surroundings. But I was speaking at this local church, and I just honored the police officers for their service and for protecting their cities, and they immediately let their guard down. Well, that night they gave us a police escort all the way back to our hotel, where about 30 people a day die on this road because of the danger. So
holy mackerel!
So just that being able to connect with them, and just recently with the Ferguson in Baltimore, myself, Chaplain Gary Holden, Sergeant McCoy, Chaplain Frank Ippolito, and Chaplain Danny Vasquez, we were all down in Ferguson for a week and just building relationships with the members of the community, and we were able to get into the police department in Ferguson PD and just show our support to them, just to let them know that we were praying for them, that we or praying that their city would be rebuilt. And what we saw down there in the members of the community was their police department was doing community outreach events for such a long time, and they never imagined riots and things to break out the way that they did there. So they were definitely caught by that, but they were wanting to rebuild and connected with quite a few people in the community. And just most recently was Baltimore. Myself and Sergeant McCoy, we were immediately contacted when Baltimore kicked off because they seen the skill set that we had with dealing with the community and speaking with the members of the community and the police department. So riots took place on Monday. Myself and Sergeant McCoy were down there Tuesday afternoon.
Wow.
And just being that ministry of presence, North and Pennsylvania Avenue was a hot zone. I mean, I've been all over the world, and when we went down to North and Pennsylvania Avenue, you felt like you were in a third world country. It had 3 helicopters flying overhead, about 7,000 people that were pretty angry at the police and angry, but just angry in general. But
would you say, in your opinion, number one, in my opinion,
Yeah.
I think the good guys outnumber the bad guys, but I think the press, and I'm very strong opinion on this, I have a very strong opinion. I think the press is too quick to pull out the negative, which feeds into that tiny little group, which just kind of puts a dark cloud over everything.
I mean, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you were down there, and the only thing that we seen in this area is what the press put out there.
Yeah.
What did you find with the people
I can tell you what.
in general, if that's not an off-base question?
No, not at all. I was there for that first week, and
I mean, both places is what I'm
definitely,
asking.
it was different in Ferguson. It was different. Baltimore was different than Ferguson because Ferguson, we were there about a month and a half out, so things had settled down a lot. Baltimore was still very hot and heavy. You could feel the tensions in the air. I mean, you had the police that were out there in their riot gear, so things were definitely still hot and heavy. But the people were grateful that we were there. When they seen Chaplain, that we definitely de-escalated and diffused so many situations that if the police had to deal with people that were acting up, it was a powder keg. It was ready to explode.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, because as Ben had mentioned, the media being a certain way. So you did find a lot of positive too when you were down there then.
Oh, there's no question. There was
If you don't mind me asking that question.
Yeah, here in Vineland, we're so grateful that we have a great relationship with the media here. We had Fox 45 that came out there, and they this is just giving an example. They came out there and they said, I was told to come out here and do a positive report. I said, well, guess what? You have about 15 chaplains from all over the United States that are out here doing a great work. They mic'd up Sergeant McCoy, and we they seen us talking with people and praying with people. And do you think that ever showed up on the news? It never showed up there.
Well, I guess that's the point I was making. You seen something that people across the country you didn't see, because all we seen was the negative from the news.
Well, negative
and
news
that's
sells,
why I
so to
asked.
say.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, well, on that same note, you got to understand too, and I'm sure you're quite aware of the news media. It's a business. They're in there to make a buck.
Do you think?
So that's what's important, making that buck.
Right.
And one of the good things, going back to our Citizens Police Academy,
That's right.
They saw little snippets that are put on the news that are maybe 20 seconds long, where that's all you're seeing. You're not seeing what happened prior to, what happened after. You're not seeing it from a different angle. They choose the best angle at the time to sell the best amount of newspaper, the biggest bang for the buck. So, again, our Citizens Police Academy, when they were going through, they're seeing a lot more than what the general public saw. And the only thing I can say to that is most of the citizens out there are smart enough to know that it is big business, and they're just out to make a buck, and they're sensationalizing.
Yes.
And most people will wait for the facts to come in before they jump to conclusion. So, it is what it is, but the media is not going to change anytime in the near future, I don't think.
I mean, I'm from Philly. Obviously, you probably picked that up. I'm from Southwest, and the school I went to was rather wild. And I've been out of school 48 years, and last year they were on the news again for some pretty nasty stuff. And I would deal with some of the students and all, and it was great. You talk to them, and you see what's on the news, and it was totally different. And I figured it was the same thing in Ferguson and Baltimore.
Negative
That's why I
news,
asked.
as we say, sells. I got a question there. I'll start off with Jason in this one. Now, Jason, by the way, how long have you been on the police?
I've been here. What was that, 2 days?
Too long. I just started
Here,
yesterday.
16 years.
I'm
but what
in the
matters
other
is-
room.
What matters is 20 years in the pension.
There you go. All right, I'm going to start off. All right, here's my question. The craziest thing that happened to me while I was on patrol once was...
I don't know if this is.
That's
on
loaded
the radio.
question.
that you could say on the air. Careful, we have Bob Romano over here, so he's gonna write this down.
Ooh, you got me off guard on that one. The craziest
The
thing.
craziest thing. Remember, we have to keep it G rated.
Yeah.
He locked up Bob.
He never caught me.
Let's see. I pulled over a 70-year-old lady that was on a Sunday morning traveling down Holmes Avenue, which is a 25-mile-an-hour zone. She was heading to church on a Sunday morning. She was doing about 70 miles an hour.
She was late.
She was late. I says, "Dear God, woman," I says, "I know you want to meet God, but why this morning?"
And she didn't get arrogant or anything?
No,
I
she
always
was.
love it when you get the seniors and they get arrogant. They look at it and you think, oh, that sweet, lovable old lady. And then they pull something on you that you don't expect. Well, all right, now, Joe, you got some time in here. What is the craziest thing that you've ever run into while being on the patrol?
Ooh, craziest.
Tell the truth.
G-rated. G-rated.
You gotta keep it clean, man. Yeah. Corey's he's on that button over there. Yeah.
I would have to say being attacked by a raccoon. You expect a lot of things, but never a raccoon to pop out and attack you.
Did you dispatch it?
Yes, I did.
All right. Well, hey. By the way, we have another impromptu guest over here. We have Mayor Bob Romano, and he was a former violent policeman for many, many
34 years.
34 years, give or take an hour. And welcome aboard, Mayor. And
Good to see you. Good to see
hope
you.
you've been listening to us over here. We've been having a good time. And
you always have a good time.
and I got to ask you, sir. All right, now 34 years, you were a policeman. All right, what's the craziest time you had? Fire away.
Probably, if the people of Violent remember John's Bargain Store
Yeah.
on Landis Avenue.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just came on the department in '74 and got a call.
That's when he was born. Boy, I got some years over you, buddy. Let me tell you, man.
I got a call that there was a bat in the store, and I went in the store and killed it with a broom.
There we go.
There wasn't any animal control back then.
You know, I got talking about a bat and police. Many years ago, actually, when my wife and I were first married, sound asleep, and I hear this noise in the other room. First thing I do is I lean over, and my wife is with me. We didn't have kids yet. There's something in the other room, and we didn't invite any guests over. I figured, I'm dreaming. Okay, go back to sleep. Hear it again a few moments later. I thought, uh-oh. So I get up, and I'm looking around. There's nothing there. I'm thinking, well, all right, must have been a dream. Go back to sleep. My wife says, oh, great, now I can't sleep. She gets up. All of a sudden, I hear her scream in the kitchen. I thought, oh, there's somebody hiding in there. Here's a bat sitting on top of our kitchen clock. All right, so I call the police department. I didn't know who to call. I called the police department. In comes this big dude over there. So I said, officer, there's a bat in my house. Arrest him. He's trespassing. He looked at me. He goes, oh, come on. It's only a bat. He looks up top there, and it was a big son of a gun. He goes, oh, my gosh, it's a bat. So here you had a violent policeman. Now, he could have left and just say, look, call animal control. He and I are chasing this thing. We were chasing this thing in my living room with a broom. And they were very well. He did his best Mike Trout baseball deal. He got that broom. He whacked the bat. It hits the wall, falls flat, wings fly open, and we're both looking at it. Here I am in my jammies, and he's looking at it. He's a big dude. I said, officer, I said, teamwork. I opened the front door, and now he looks like Arnold Palmer. He swipes the thing out. And the thing that impressed me from that moment on, in my married life with the police, this guy could have passed the buck, but you know something? He came out and he was a good sport about it too. And again, it's testimony to the positive things when it comes to the police. And you know, and they all have good stories to tell. Some, of course, are a little bit sad. Some maybe a little bit negative. But you know something? They're people. And I'm lucky enough. I got 3 of them here with me this evening, and I feel very proud of that fact to be dealing with these gentlemen. So,
hey Ben, would you mind?
Fire away.
I'd like to give a shout out. I just got on my social media.
This is on the internet, right?
This is on my Facebook page. Walter Santos, he's a doo-wop singer. Sang under Dion and travels all over the world.
Oh, wow.
And
Dion DiMucci, yeah.
Walter Santos, but he is also a police chaplain for New York City and also in San Diego. He just sent me a message. He is currently doing a ride-along with an Albuquerque, New Mexico officer. They're listening live online right now. So I'd like to give a shout-out to Chaplain Walter Santos and Officer John Garcia. You guys are doing a great job out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we pray for your safety tonight.
And Brian Urlacher I'm a big Bears fan.
Oh.
But that's where Brian Urlacher was from. Oh. So if you see him out there, say tell him why.
Santos, go get a signed jersey and send it back to me.
There you go. All right. You know, one of the things that I really, I don't get to enjoy it the past 2 years because it's on a Tuesday night, but I have in the past, the National Night Out.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up with the man who just walked through the door.
There you go.
Go ahead, fire away.
Listen to this. This is actually my wife, really, more than me.
That's years ago. What is this, JR? We just got done with our seventh annual.
2009 or 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just had our 7th. But when Bob Romano was mayor, as he says, this was his wife's brainstorm. She wanted a big national night out so we could compete with other cities in the country. And that year is when we had our very first organized national night out at Magnolia Road Park. And it's grown bigger and bigger every year.
Oh my gosh! How many people did you have this year?
This year,
we had to get a little rain, right?
This year, even with the rain, this year we moved. For the past several years, the venue's been the Chestnut Assembly at the church over there.
Yeah,
and we just seem to have outgrown it. So this year we held it at the Vineland High School. We had a little over 4,000 people attend. Even with the rain, it's a wonderful night out. We had live bands. We had hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream. Tons of foods, tons of drinks.
You got to change the night, by the way, because see, I'm in the studio on Tuesday nights. You got to do me a favor. Who's the guy in
You
charge?
got to contact Captain Ulrich and speak with him.
I got to talk to him.
He has the authority to do that.
All right, Captain
but-
Captain Ulrich, if you're listening, do me a favor. Wednesday night, okay? We'll talk about it after the show.
But it's actually grown into such a wonderful event. You talk about community and police partnership. Our businesses here in Violent are top notch. We could not do National Night Out without their support. For the past 7 years, we've been going to our local business owners and hitting them up for donations to make this night possible. It's gotten to the point where when that time of year rolls around, they see the car in the parking lot, they look out the window, they see me get out, they lock the doors real quick and hide.
Oh, yeah.
But no, without them,
that happens to me when I used
true.
to come home from work. It was like,
but without them, we couldn't put it on. They've never failed to come through for us, and with their help and their partnerships and everyone else in the community coming together, this has grown into a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm sure, looking back on it, Bob and his wife are probably both very proud of this because, in essence, it's their baby.
Well, I wanted to tell you when I became mayor in 2008, they had it in that little side room at the library.
oh,
They
wow.
had cookies and punch, and about 20 people showed up. And we went every year. So I said, this is ridiculous because if you see the events throughout the country that are held with National Night Out and the police, it's a great thing for the community and the police department. They both benefit from it. And that was just ridiculous that we had this little thing. Especially we had over 150, 160 guys on the department, and have 20 people show up. It was ridiculous. And
Well,
then,
you've
of course,
definitely
we
come a
spoke
long
to
way.
The chief, and the chief honored Joe with the.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. You're the
No,
unofficial
it was
chairman.
true. That's who was the go-to guy. Was Joe.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, it's not a bad thing. I've very much enjoyed it, and every year I look forward to the challenge. And like I said, it's grown, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
Well, if you retire, who's going to take over?
I'm sure there's somebody just chomping at the bit that'll do it.
I'm sure they're all standing in line.
Tootie.
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Tootie's going to do it.
Who's that?
Tootie.
Tootie.
Muldoon's partner.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Yeah, Jason will have to pick up the ball and run.
It's been an honor to work with Joe the past 5-6 years now. I think since it was over at Memorial School, and I mean, just to reiterate, I mean, if it wasn't for the partnerships that we have with the business owners, we would not be able to do this free for the community. And it's just enjoyable time. It's a lot of work. It normally takes us about a week and a half, 2 weeks to recover from all the hard work that we do.
But it's a very it's a wonderful night. There's something for everybody here between the live bands, the car shows, the fireworks display, the food, the vendors. I mean,
helicopters. I mean,
yeah,
we try to get Uncle Al on the bounces.
Exactly. It's all free to the community.
You know that, Bob. We want to get Uncle Al on the bounces.
Number one, the doorway wasn't big enough, and I was over the weight limit.
I mean, I think my grandkids.
All I heard was this
they
big boom.
have a great time. My grandkids, they love it.
Well, it's good to see the community come out. Listen, guys and gals, do me a favor. If you would like more information on any of the various activities that the Vineland Police Department does here in our community, Joe, what's that contact number again, please?
691-4111, and that's extension 4059. And we'll be happy to give you any information you might need. And again, before we get going, Ben, I just want to one more time.
Yeah.
Family night at Catone Stadium. It's 5:30 to 9:30. That's on Friday, October 23rd. Again, trunk or treat, hay rides, 2 feature films, Hocus Pocus and Frozen. There'll be bounce houses out there. It'll be a great time for everyone. This again held in conjunction with the Violent Schools, and we're asking everybody to come on out. And if anybody wants to be partnered up with us to get involved in the trunk or treat, give me a call at that number, and I'll be happy to speak to you.
Well, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this evening. It was really great having you. I appreciate it. And Jason, I didn't realize we had such an international almost audience. I know we have a national one now. And we're looking at, by the way, for the record, we're looking at these phones over here. And we're looking at some of the messages coming in from as far as what, New Mexico, you said?
New Mexico. That's right.
Now, Go ahead, Al.
You know, I want to thank these two fellows too. I mean, this was a very nice evening. They came up with a lot of information that I did not know. And I've met Joe before, but Jason, no, I haven't. And it's been a nice night.
You. Yeah, pleasure
Yeah.
meeting you.
Do I still have to pay you the $30 for that?
You got off easy.
Yeah, you got
No, really, guys.
I'm
it was
leaving
a
for
pleasure.
Israel in less than
you,
a
Al.
month, so I need some spending money for Israel.
I got a friend over there. You can visit her.
Sounds
to the
good.
fine men
Tell her
and
I
women,
sent you. She'll take care of you.
Very good.
She'll make you alone.
To the fine men and women of the Violent Police Department, really, we do thank you for your service to the community. And it's a thankless job, as we had said before. But you know something? You are special. You're special that you want to do it. You're special that you do it. And thank you. And there's so many programs. Get to know the local police. You will discover that, hey, they're just like me. You know, it's like... And when those little walls are broken down, you'll find that it's a much better world that we live in when we can see each other in a very positive light. And again, gentlemen, I thank you so much for joining us this evening there. And Uncle Al, I thank you for coming on out here.
Anytime, you know that.
Now listen, I don't want anyone to go away, all right? Because we have Bob Romano coming up. What do you have in line there for tonight, Bob?
Fred,
We got a couple. We could spill into your show a minute or two. Do you mind?
oh, no, I don't. No
Okay.
problem. Fred, Fred Sharkey and Raccoon Hank are going to come back. This will be, almost 5 years they've been away from
Really?
VLT. Yes. Well, actually, it was Jonathan P. Casey.
Yes, I
show,
remember. Yes.
and we were on it all together. And then
Yes.
when John passed away, Fred and Raccoon took it over, and they went to another station.
Right.
And
So now they're
then
gonna-
I
they're
took
gonna-
the
they're gonna
show
be joining
over,
us.
and now they're back over here again.
Fantastic, man. Well,
And
listen.
these guys have been in the radio business for decades, not years.
A year or two, give or take an hour. Hey, listen, guys and gals, don't go away, all right? And I'm going to also extend, once again, a very personal invitation to you. Come join me tomorrow evening with my buddy, Johnny Quinn, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the p.m. for Show and Go Garage. If you happen to be into classic cars, information, and all that good stuff. And on Friday night, don't forget, put that radio on to 92.1 at 11 o'clock in the evening, 11 to 12, as a matter of fact. And you're going to hear Uncle Al's Music Warehouse because he's playing What You're Saying.
That right. It takes you right through your youth.
And a very special thank you to Steve Tatz for inviting me here to fill the chair this evening. I really appreciate that opportunity. Steve, I'm sure, is going to be back next week. Steve, wherever you're at, be safe, my friend, and you take care. And I'll see some of you guys and gals tomorrow night right here, 92.1.